where Fabrizio, again, Trump's pollster in the 6th congressional district in Florida, Social Security shutting down Social Security Administration offices throughout the country, has the Democratic candidate Josh Weil up by anywhere between 3, 4, or even more.
Is Florida, the state Trump calls home, actually turning against him? According to his own pollster, yes. Democrats are outpacing Republicans in early voting in Volusia County, and Josh Weil is leading in a district Trump used to dominate. But why? Is it Trump calling himself the father of fertilization? Is it his attacks on Social Security that Elon Musk called a Ponzi scheme? Or is it something deeper happening in the Sunshine State that nobody saw coming? Let's break down what's really going on. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now, back to the video. Remember when Florida was basically Trump country? The guy paraded around Mar-a-Lago like he owned the place, which technically he does. But something weird is happening in the Sunshine State that has Trump's team sweating through their MAGA hats. Florida's political landscape is going through what you might call an orange juice cleanse.
The reverberations of Donald Trump and Elon Musk and Doge wrecking ball to the United States of America, and then you've got Elon Musk saying it's a Ponzi scheme. That's why we're going after it. It's a Ponzi scheme. In pissed off voters, we reported before what went down earlier this week, a political earthquake.
Flushing out old loyalties faster than Trump can post on Truth Social. And the numbers are telling a story that even Fox News can't spin. Trump's own pollster Fabio is showing Democrat Josh Weil leading in Florida's 6th district, a place where Trump used to have more fans than Disney World has, crying toddlers. The shift is dramatic. In 2016, Trump claimed Florida with 49% of votes compared to Clinton's 47.8%, and in 2020, he actually improved to 51.2% against Biden's 47.9%. These weren't nail-biters, they were comfortable wins in a state that seemed to embrace Trump's brand of politics.
In Pennsylvania, Lancaster County, which didn't go Democrat since 1889, attacking Social Security, Medicaid, attacking veterans in Florida and else, started showing Donald Trump all of this data, both what's going on in New York, Pennsylvania, and of course what's going on in Florida.
Cuban-American voters especially connected with his anti-socialist rhetoric and economic promises. When he officially made Mar-a-Lago his home, it seemed like a perfect match, like pineapple on pizza if you're into that sort of thing. But something's changed. Democrats make up only 27% of registered voters in Florida's 6th district, but somehow they account for 40% of total voters showing up. That's like the Jacksonville Jaguars not just making the Super Bowl, but actually winning it twice.
Where Fabrizio, again, Trump's pollster in the 6th congressional district in Florida, Social Security shutting down Social Security Administration offices throughout the country, has the Democratic candidate Josh Weil up by anywhere between 3, 4, or even more.
Early voting data from Volusia County shows more Democrats voting than Republicans, something that would have been as likely as Trump admitting he lost the 2020 election just a month ago. What's behind this mega MAGA meltdown? For starters, Trump keeps saying things that make women voters run away faster than if he'd offered them a ride on his private jet with Jeffrey Epstein. During a rally in Greensboro, North Carolina, Trump proudly announced, "I consider myself to be the father of fertilization." He doubled down on this bizarre claim at a Fox News town hall with women voters, because nothing says "vote for me" like a 78-year-old man bragging about his reproductive contributions to society.
So you're paying with you're paying like if you look at the future obligations of Social Security, but the obligation for Social Security is your entire retirement career. It far exceeds the tax revenue. Far. Have you ever looked at the debt clock?
The gender gap in polling is now wider than Trump's tie is long. In Iowa, independent women voters favor Harris by 57% to 29%, nearly double. This represents a massive jump since September, when Harris only led by 5 percentage points. In the 6 states tracking voters' gender, women make up 54% of the vote compared to 43.6% for men. Women are showing up, and they're not showing up for Trump. Then there's the Venezuelan community. Former Trump supporters who are now living in fear because of his deportation threats. One Venezuelan immigrant, identified only as C in reports, previously supported Trump but now worries about her family's future after he revoked their temporary protected status. She admitted, "I believe there is a large community of Venezuelans who did support Trump," but added that she never expected those policies to throw her life in limbo and stoke fear in her community.
Well, I mean, the government's one big pyramid scheme, if you ask me.
Yeah, well, you can tell me better than anybody.
Social Security is the biggest Ponzi scheme of all time. So when you look at the future obligations of Social Security, the actual national debt is like double. Well, people pay into Social Security, and the money goes out of Social Security immediately.
It's like inviting someone to your house for dinner, and then they threaten to burn it down. Not exactly how you make friends. Could these shifts actually flip Florida blue? It seems about as likely as Trump speaking for less than an hour at a rally, but the numbers suggest something unprecedented is happening. Longtime Trump supporters are changing their minds because his policies are directly threatening their security. From Social Security cuts that would affect Florida's large retiree population, to deportation fears among immigrant communities, to healthcare concerns when many Floridians depend on affordable care. What we're seeing is Florida voters doing something remarkable. They're actually paying attention. They're looking beyond the rally rhetoric and focusing on how Trump's policies would affect their daily lives. And many don't like what they see. It's as if they suddenly realized that the guy promising to drain the swamp actually created his own toxic wetland.
Vacant seat right now, you have the Democratic candidate Josh Weil running against a MAGA Republican in the 6th, and people are pissed for a lot of different reasons. I mean, you've got Trump supporters who may be Cuban or Venezuelan.
So basically, people are living way longer than expected.
The question remains whether this is just a blip, a temporary mood swing in a notoriously fickle state, or the beginning of a true political transformation in the Sunshine State. Could Florida, the state that gave us the hanging Chad and infinite election night anxiety, actually surprise us again by rejecting its adopted son? So here we are, folks. Florida, once Trump's safe haven, now looking shakier than his explanation for those classified documents.
He said, watch what I was doing a few months ago, and he's got momentum. Look, people throughout Florida are absolutely pissed. It's no different. Doge candidate Randy Fine and Josh Weil's got momentum.
There are fewer babies being born, so you have more people who are retired and that live for a long time and get retirement payments.
The political earthquake happening in the Sunshine State proves that even the reddest places have breaking points when constant chaos is on the ballot. In Josh Weil's own words from his recent interview, "We're almost there. It is within our grasp. We just can't fumble the bag." He's urging supporters to keep pushing voters to the polls because something unprecedented is brewing. Win or lose, this election has already rewritten Florida's political playbook. The state Trump calls home is sending him a message. Even loyalty has its limits.